Stop respecting currency. I think in order to ever become wealthy, you have to really understand what money and what currency is, because they're two very different things. Both of them are diversible, so you can split them in different amounts. They're both portable, so you can carry them around in your pocket. You know what portable means. They're both fungible, which means whatever value is in my pocket, and $10 in my pocket is equivalent to $10 in someone else's pocket. It is a unit of account, so it's got numbers on it. But where money and currency differ is money is a store of value over time, whereas currency is not. Currency is basically printed out of pretty much thin air. I don't want to get into how it's actually done, but it's printed out of thin air. And when you actually realize what currency is, which is just a tool, you can start realizing that one thing is you should not be saving it. And the money that you receive, you should always be looking to invest that in one of the 5 asset classes. Those asset classes are entrepreneurship, building up a business and using other people's time and other people's money to create an income stream for yourself, and then moving on to the next business. Real estate's got some really good tax benefits. So the money you leverage from entrepreneurship or business, then that money is really good into cash positive properties, which is a real asset. People often mistake your own property as being an asset. Unfortunately, it's a liability because it takes money out of your pocket. So every single, you got bills to pay, you've got renovations if you want renovations, you've got repairs to go ahead with. So all of these things are liabilities. So your property is a liability until the day you sell it. The reason why a bank calls it an asset is simply because it's an asset to them. So if anything ever happens and you start missing your mortgage payments, you actually own this property that they can sell, and they actually receive that money without having all of the bills and all of the liabilities in between purchasing it and living in it and actually selling it. So your home is only an asset on the day you actually sell it. So you've got entrepreneurship, business, you've got real estate, that's 2 asset classes. The 3rd asset class would be commodities, gold, silver, real money. Those things are a store of value over a long period of time. The next thing would be paper assets. So rather than actually building your own company and actually getting other people to run this business for you and creating an income stream that way, another way of doing it is to actually invest into other people's businesses, such as Warren Buffett has done, probably one of the best in the world at doing this. I'm sure everyone knows that. So that's basically that's 4 asset classes. And the 5th asset class would be collectibles, antiques, and classics. So that'd be like classic cars, paintings, antiques, things that are very old who actually would have a lot of value, those sorts of things. So any money that you make, even if you trade time in a job, that money that you receive is usually spent on liabilities in most cases. And the reason why that is because we're swamped with media, constant adverts, trying to buy things, and we have a certain hype around us when it comes to peer pressure, friends, people wanting to feel good about themselves because of what other people think. And a lot of the time those other people you don't even know. So get it together, start making money, spend that money on assets, create as many asset streams as you possibly can, and set yourself free, because as soon as you make more money than what you need in a job, more money than you need to actually survive and pay your liabilities, because everyone's going to have some liabilities like food, like some entertainment, but it's really important to make sure that the majority of the cash that you actually have has to be sent out and used to buy assets with. Particularly if you don't have a lot of money, assets are going to turn around very, very quickly. But certainly don't be spending it on liabilities. And don't be saving money. Why would you save something that's going down in value? Every time more and more money is printed, because the government issues bonds, the more money is printed. In fact, also there's fractional reserve banking, which is simply when basically the bank receives, say, $100 and a 10% reserve ratio, they will actually create $90 and lend it to somebody else. So that's how most currency is actually made, or government bonds. So don't save something that's actually going down in value, which is called inflation. Do not save that. That is a crazy thing to do. It's stuff they tell you in school. And, you know, society's built around trying to keep people in work and training people to, getting people to trade time for money. What they're not into doing is they're not into telling you the truth about assets, about leveraging other people's time and other people's money to create asset streams for you, for yourself, because what's the point in having a world full of entrepreneurs and no workers? That wouldn't work. But you know, there's not many people who actually learn this sort of stuff, so we're definitely in a minority, but certainly make sure that you understand what assets are, and next time you spend something on a liability or decide to save money, I mean, saving money in the short term isn't so bad. You know, I mean, if you want to save up for 6 months or a year, no problem, but don't save 10, 15, 20 years, because you're saving something that's going down in value. It's like having a bucket and going to a well with a hole in it. You know, you wouldn't do that, would you? You know, you wouldn't go to a well with a bucket full of holes. Of course you wouldn't. So realize what it is, get your shit sorted out, and set yourself free.